Hello, this is the Radio Geek, and today for you I've got the Retekess PR 15, an AM, FM, and weather band radio, a 3-band radio. Now when I looked at this on Amazon, I guess I really didn't pay attention to any dimensions or anything because this thing is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Look at this thing. This thing is tiny. You look at the photos on Amazon, like if you were to look at it like this, you really don't have any relationship to what size it is. I was expecting something kind of like, you know, this size. But it's this size. I mean, look at that. It's just tiny in comparison. I was really surprised at the size of it. Actually, it's closer to the Kato here. The what model is this one? The KA 200. Yeah, it's a lot closer to that size. It's pretty close. Let's say they're pretty close. Yeah, maybe even. You know, similar in size as well. I don't know. So I was kind of quite surprised with the size of this radio. The other thing that I found kind of funny was I was looking at these and I saw during their Prime thing that they were $4 cheaper. So I think it was like $16, and you can get them on eBay for I don't know, $11, $12, $13, so a little cheaper on eBay, but you gotta wait, you know, several weeks to get them, and if you got a problem, then you know, can't really send it back. So I figured, well, it's a few bucks off, and I was getting some other things, so I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and get one of these and throw it in there as well. Well, have you ever looked on Amazon, especially with these different branded Chinese radios? They'll have photos of their product, and it's obviously just a photo that they got from somewhere, and they just like paste in their product. You know, it doesn't even fit. The dimensions aren't right. You know, it's like you know, two people eating at a picnic table, and there's this radio just sitting there on the table that's size-wise it doesn't relate. Well, I've got to show you this one. This is an actual photo of the Retekess radio on Amazon. It's, as you can see, a woman jogging on a road, and she's got a caption bubble that says, "The hurricane is coming, run fast." She's going to outrun a hurricane and get home to tune into the weather band on her Retekess radio to find out how much time she's got before it hits. And if you look at that photo, it's like you know, it looks like she's in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of Kansas or something, and you know, there's a hurricane coming, and the ominous clouds behind her as she jogs, and it looks as if the photo of her feet are just hovering over the road. It's just comical. I don't know. It's just struck me as kind of funny. Some of those pictures that they put on the products anyway. Anyway, back to the Retekess PR 15. It's a 3-band radio, AM, FM weather band. On the top of the radio, you have the telescoping antenna, headphone jack, and the on-off volume. In front of the radio, you have the scale here, the dial with FM weather band and AM at the bottom. On the side, you've got your tuning wheel, and then your band select switch, AM, FM, and weather band. On the back, you just have the battery compartment. It is a captive lid, so you can't lose the door, which is nice. And it runs on AAA batteries, not AA's, but AAA's. So those are sometimes a little harder to find than AA's, but you can still get them easily. And then of course it has the wrist strap, which is, you know, pretty good size, and so when you're running out trying to outrun the hurricane when you're jogging, you won't lose your radio, I guess. So I thought we'd turn it on and just give it a quick spin. It's kind of early evening, so I don't really expect that we'll pick up anything as far as DX or anything, but we'll try the weather band first. We'll see if we can get a couple of those.
Be in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range. The Action Day is in effect for the following Michigan
Ozone Action Day.
Ottawa, Kent, Allegan, and Van Buren people and businesses are urged to avoid activities which lead to ozone formation. These activities include refueling vehicles or topping off when refueling, using gasoline-powered lawn equipment, and using charcoal lighter fluid. Positive activities include carpooling, biking to work, delaying or
biking to work,
and using water-based paints. It is recommended that active children and adults and persons with respiratory diseases such as asthma limit prolonged outdoor exertion. For further information, please see the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy page on the internet at http://www.michigan.gov/EGLDA. Thanks for listening to NOAA Weather Radio.
Alright, we'll see about FM here.
I believe I actually made it through this.
It's a DSP radio, so you kind of have to move the tuning wheel slowly so you don't skip right past the station. It does a really decent job on FM. It really pulls in some stations for, you know, small radio.
Every cry.
Trying not to dwell too long on music.
Which announced perfect righteousness, holiness, and what it. The Home Depot's making.
That's also the new one from Ingrid Michaelson. Before you took that leap of faith.
More music than ever before. Every song, an album.
You try to find out what happened, and what you always know from the first moment on is that Dutchbat was there to protect those people.
It's thanks to Australia, by the way, that many of us got to see this historic moment on our television screens in 1969. But just before it all happened, engineers worried that they wouldn't have been able to pull it off.
They thought of everything. The one thing they could not control was the weather.
This is John Sarkeesian. He's a scientist at Parkes Observatory in Australia. That's where the radio telescope with the strongest signal captured the moonwalk. But only just. It went like this, sort of.
What's that?
Without power,
Control panel's dead.
Sorry, folks. Have it fixed in a jiffy.
without a signal,
Let me get this straight. You've lost Apollo 11.
without a clue.
How fictitious is that, John? I mean, most of it's real, right?
That part of the film was fictitious.
The film John's talking about there is The Dish. It's about the telescope in Parkes with the same name. The Australian movie came out in 2000. John advised the film crew about what went wrong that day.
On the day.
Easy to say. You're a queen and that's how you should be treated. No, you never get the loving that you needed. Yeah. Could have left but a call and you heeded. Taken a pleaded, mission completed. And I said that I night this the program. And the
Yeah, Mom. Alright. Well, that's FM pretty good. I don't know how AM's going to be. This camera sometimes really interferes with AM.
Righties. When he keeps the ball down, he has good action onto this arsenal.
It's a pretty good edge for lefties, isn't it? I mean, the higher batting average and the power numbers.
Finally move out at 23 or 25.
you've already got a chunk of money in there. Isn't the rule that it roughly doubles about every 7 or 8 or 9 years, depending on what you're earning on it?
All the way in terms of what pitches he throws, as dramatically.
In my book, and so after that, for me, life got harder. What ends up happening is I drink more.
Yeah, you gotta move it pretty slow here with it being a DSP type.
Long-suffering and unconquerable resolve. Gannett got a boost from a report that the publisher of USA Today could be taken over soon. Wall Street Journal reported Gannett is nearing a deal with Gatehouse Media, in which the parent of Gatehouse would likely buy Gannett. Shares of sketch.
So there you go. The Retekess PR 15 AM/FM and weather band. Not a bad little radio. It seems to pick up stations well. The sound is pretty decent for a small speaker. Yeah, I'd say it's a good buy. I'd say it's a nice one to have with you. It's certainly small. You can throw this into your shirt pocket or pants pocket or whatever and have it with you. Lightweight, good for going on hikes and having a little entertainment with you. I'd say it's a buy. It's a good radio. Seems to be fairly well made. It's cosmetically, it's very nice looking. I don't know what the durability of the painted plastic will be after heavy use. You know, with the tuning, I'm sure you'd probably rub the text off of that and things like that. But you know, if you can get one of these on a deal on Amazon, or even get one on eBay for cheap, and you don't mind waiting, that might be the way to go. It's certainly one to consider. So hope you enjoyed the little quick review tour of the Retekess PR 15. And until next time, this is the Radio Geek.